Welcome into the DGD Podcast. As always, Robert Reynolds, Keon in the
What's
building.
going on? What's going on?
It is that time. Guys, first off, for the podcast listeners, you did not get a Monday episode, and that was because we had a YouTube exclusive interview with Marcus Roseman, Jack Saint, special show. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. That way you can go back and listen to that. Okay. So first things first for the podcast listeners, you're getting this one now. Kobe in the building and ATL, by the way, working, getting ready for what we're about to talk about tonight, and that is the SEC championship game. And boy, oh boy, this game already, Keon, has a huge, huge vibe around it. Absolutely huge, massive.
100%. Couldn't agree with you more. It's high stakes, high rewards, winner take all.
Yeah, no doubt. Kobe says, welcome to the fucking show. That's what I'm talking about. Walla in the building, David Johnson in the building, Jeff in the building, and Brennan in the building. Man, oh man, oh man. I am pumped for this. I know you are. We've been on a different level recently, and I hope every single one of you listening thinks the same, because there's a lot at stake in this game. A lot.
I'm
Just
ready.
100%. So if you're not familiar and you're Patrick Starr and you're living under a rock, Georgia takes on Alabama Saturday. Well, we're back, right? Obviously, last year playing LSU. This year, I think there's some bad blood for Nick Saban that probably wants to get back at us, and I think Kirby wants to do something that he hasn't been able to do yet, and that's win the SEC championship while beating Nick Saban in the process. Um,
100%.
but at the same time, there's also a massive playoff implication in place as well. Let's start there first. Um, with the playoff situation, right? Yesterday, Tuesday. Let me just be more clear. The top four, right? You're looking at Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got Oregon at 5, Ohio State falling to 6, Texas at 7, Bama at 8. With that being said, I want to ask your opinion on this. Is this a game in which if Georgia loses, they can still make the playoffs? Yes or no?
100%. 100%. I've been saying, I've been talking to you a lot off air, and one thing you've heard me say honestly since we played Florida, we finished the season undefeated. We're in no matter what. I firmly feel that way. The committee feels that way. That's why they had us sitting over number one. Um, but overall, it was one of those things I kind of look at, and I think at the end of the day, um, we're making it. And I'm seeing a bunch of these different scenarios. That's all I've been hearing. That's all I've been hearing. Oh, well, if Georgia loses, Georgia loses, Georgia loses. Newsflash. Georgia ain't fucking losing
Mm, mm.
at all.
You heard it here first.
I don't know what else to tell you.
I mean, I'm on board with that. And I will say this though, I'm gonna give credit when credit's due. Their defense is what feels like the Bama of old. But there's one thing that I think Georgia has to take advantage of and capitalize on, and that's the Bama interior defensive line.
Yeah.
Secondary. I think they're there on par with us, maybe even a little bit better. Um, Linebackers, maybe we'll see, but definitely edge rush for sure. But um, definitely think Georgia's got to take advantage of the interior defensive line. Uh, big guys. But I think what you got to take advantage of is the fact that they're more of a linear style. They're not really as athletic, right? You're used to Bama running a 4-2-5 mint, but they're not doing that anymore. It's more like a traditional now. And I think that's something, if you're Georgia, you've got to take advantage of. So off the rip, let's do this. Keon, we're going to ask who are some impact players for this game. If you're Georgia.
Offensively, I'm going to go with Carson Beck. I think this is just like Visor was saying, it's a statement game. What's up, Visor? What's up, Brennan? What's up, everybody in the chat? This is a game. This is the game of the season. A lot of y'all was talking that Michigan, Ohio State bullshit. This is the game of the season. This is the game of the year. Carson Beck has to come out here and ball. I think it's going to be a big Lad McConkey game, featuring Brock in our running back room. Somebody, I think everybody here should take a note and watch for a breakout game. His name is Marcus. His name is Marcus. I'm going to tell you this. Talking to Marcus, I honestly felt like he was just so locked in. I'm glad we got the podcast. Marcus, if you're watching this, I truly appreciate you. But Buddy was just so locked in. Like, he didn't want to do nothing but go to sleep, wake up, play Call of Duty, and then get out there and smack some heads in this SEC championship game.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I think I think you brought up some good points, right? I think some comments in the chat. Listen, we go to Atlanta. Tate Ratledge not playing. Lad McConkey not playing. The Brock Bowers obviously not playing as well. Right, sitting a lot of guys. But when it comes to Alabama, they're going to play. Let's be real here. They're going to play. Um, I'm going Dejon Edwards though. I think this
Mm,
is a big Dejon Edwards game. If you watch their ability to um, Bama's defensive line, some of them will be able to push the pocket up, right? Some might stay and set the line of scrimmage, stand still. So what that does is kind of create some layers. Kendall Milton's very linear, and what I mean by that, he's very vertical. Just go, cut and go. I think this is a game where you're going to have a running back to kind of bounce through things, navigate through stuff. Give me Dejon there. Get skinny and go. Right. Also, I think if I had to say something, give me Arian Smith on the offense. I think you look at a lot of cover one. They do a lot of cover one, like, hey, we're better than you. We know it, and just go from there. With that being said, I think this is a way Mike Bobo has to get Arian Smith involved and utilize that speed to try to take the top off that secondary. That's offensively. And obviously, it's going to be very interesting to see how Bama schemes up coverage for Brock Bowers.
I'm looking forward
I'm
to.
very interested to see that.
Yeah, I can't wait because I. What do you do?
I mean, you do you put do you put your star out there? Because you're not going to put a linebacker on him. He's too fast. He's too fast. I, I think you need to. I think you have to put a star on him.
You know what? You know what? Now that I think about it, you may have been on to something. Bama, y'all can go out here and do this Ohio State shit and put a linebacker on him. All you want to. All you want to. Bombs over Baghdad.
I'll tell you this: you say bombs over Baghdad, but you're also going to need your offensive line to be prepared. They don't do
100%.
so. They don't do a lot of simulated pressures. They're either blitzing or they're not. But
Mm-hmm.
if they feel like they can cover you, which I think they do. I mean, listen, Kool-Aid, Terrian, Caleb Downs, Malachi Moore. Those
Phenomenal.
guys are NFL players, guys. They're
100%.
NFL players.
100%.
They're going to send six. They'll blitz six. I would be pretty confident. Um, so I think you've got to capitalize if your offense don't get into third and long situations, right? That's just my thoughts. But I think offensive line has got to be a key here. And I'm not going to bash a player, but 73 should not be out there because this is the one game that he would get
Yeah.
beyond exposed.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
it,
We can't risk it. We can't not this game. Not this game.
so
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
I think the thing is I'm curious to see how long they rotate or how much they rotate Tate in. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to start. The question is he going to be able to play the whole game? I hope so.
Me
Wishful
too.
thinking. If
Right.
not, this is the game where you play Micah and Dylan and just roll with it.
Yeah.
I just that defensive line will expose anything on your offensive line.
I mean, honestly, I think that's fair. So you might as well go with Fairchild and get out there. I think Dylan has been really making a lot of strides. Really good reps from what I've been able to see from going back and watching film this year. Dude's been balling, so I would like to see him get a couple of rotations, and let's see how it goes. Honestly, I think he's gonna do pretty well for us. Honestly.
Yeah, no doubt. I think we're starting to see some folks in the chat here asking about some players. We're going to get to the defense, but I see a lot of questions about Pop Johnson. Listen, he might play, but I would be very hesitant about that. I think you're going to have CJ and Raylan Wilson and the young guys
Oh, 100
really,
percent.
really step up and be disciplined. We'll talk about the defense in just a second. So I do want to, keep that in mind here as well. Kobe.
Wait. Before we do that, way too early predictions. Here they are. CJ Allen is going to win the Dick Butkus Award before he leaves the University of Georgia.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, this year, that's wild to think. But yeah, before his career, now that I think that's a good shot, to be honest.
Just want to put that out there on tape. So when it happens, and be like,
I told us so.
I told him so.
Kobe says he's talking to Jeff in the chat saying he'll have to clean his pants Saturday if they exclusively put Caleb Downs on Brock Bowers. I think I heard somebody say something about that. It may be in Twitter troll or something. I don't know.
Cleats and cheeks.
Listen, the problem with Bowers is he's too fast for a linebacker, but he's arguably too strong for a safety. Not saying a safety can't do it. Listen, Caleb Downs is special, folks. Special. But Brock Bowers is special as well. So
No,
it would be a good, it'd be a good matchup to watch. I
I
just
think
think that the experience would take over.
I think the experience would take over. I think Caleb is mostly, but I think you see a lot of his benefit from or not run blocking, but blitzing. I think you see a lot of you might see him in a couple of blitz packages, but him on Brock Bowers, I don't know if that's necessarily the matchup that Bama fans would like to see. I
Yep.
mean, because I still remember what Pierce Sperling did in their matchup in that Under
Oh, you know
Armour
better than
game.
that. Well, that's that to what it's for what it's worth. That's completely different. But yeah, I get your point.
Head top.
Head tapping. Mike D says Rara dropped 73 yards last year on Bama. They played Mississippi State. They also didn't have, well, they had some of the same guys, didn't have Caleb Downs. But speaking of Caleb Downs, Motivated Dedicated says he thinks that Caleb Downs is a liability if Bama puts him back deep. He thinks that Bobo's going to attack Bama's safeties.
Oh, 100%. This
I
is
think,
this is where safety play really
oh,
begins.
but it's a chess game. It's a chess match. To be able to do that, you've got to have the offensive line protect and keep Carson Beck clean.
100%.
If you give him time, you have a good shot. If you don't, and you have to resort to these short downs, Bama's they're willing and able to come up and make tackles, guys. So you have to be able to keep Carson Beck upright. There's no getting around it. There's none. There's none. Because they're gonna bring pressure early, and then
Mhm.
they're gonna force you to beat their cornerbacks and their safeties. They're going to do that. Is it something where Georgia has to establish their run game? I think so. Listen. I think you're going to see a situation, in my opinion, where Dejon is going to be the first half game, right? I think he's got to be that guy. You can utilize him out of the backfield. Listen, those linebackers aren't terrible, right? You've got Jihad Campbell. Listen, that dude's a freak, by the way. Something on their defense, guys. You're going to understand Georgia's what we are defensively. I'm just going to let you know right now. Bama's almost just the same. They're somewhat mirrored. I think Georgia's slightly better. That's just me trying to take the homerism out of it. I'm just going to be honest. They've got some freaks on that team, dude. They really do. And Jihad Campbell's another one, number 30. Watch for
I
him.
mean, I think even when you look at the statistics, points per game we give up, you're looking at 15.8. I believe for Bama it's 17.9. Uh, Total yards, you're looking at 312 and point 0.7 from Bama. From us, you're looking at 294 and what, 3? 294.3. Um, Passing yards, we give up 176.5. They give up 184.3. Rushing yards, 128.4. Bama gives up. We give up 117.8. Uh, and this is the stat right here. I think really that every Georgia fan should really keep in their mind. Plays that are 20 plus yards. Bama has given up 49. We've given up 35.
Okay. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah. Kobe says he likes statistical Keon, by the way.
I mean, you should. This guy's great. Usually he has his glasses on. Not
Jesus,
today.
Jesus Christ. Kobe says, what are the odds we let them score on the first drive? 90%.
Yeah, get it out the way.
Wow. You know what, though? You say that. I don't listen. I understand, but Bama's
I
one
can
team.
see this be the game that we absolutely don't let that happen.
I mean, we didn't let it happen against Georgia Tech, but I think at the same time, though, man, like, I think you have to be careful because this game's all about momentum. Like,
Yeah, that's
like
literally.
we've seen this game play out where if you're on the receiving end in the bad way of
Hmm.
that last momentum play, or that momentum shifting play, making that mistake, you lose this game. Whether it
Yeah,
be in the
100%.
SEC title game, in the hell, even in Tuscaloosa, right? National title game. Think about it, even there.
I
So,
mean, I see this being the game that we really come out aggressive
you
on
know
our
what though?
faces.
For what it's worth, and we ain't even talked about the playoffs. I don't think we need to. This is the game where this is where Bobo wins the Bulls or not.
100%.
If you can, I think it can be done, right? I think you attack. Kobe said this earlier, talking about Tresma Marshall, and he said, "Forgive us for what we're about to do to you, brother." Like I
Yeah,
think
no.
Kobe has a good point though. Not knocking Trez by any means. He loved what he did for us when he was here, but I think you find a way to attack those linebackers, right? I think that's where you can say what you want, but Brock Bowers on a tight end, right? Being a tight end attacking linebackers, kind of just goes hand in hand. But I do think they play a star over him. He's got a little bit more
100%.
speed, but then you give up size. Now listen, Bama's DBs, right? Kool-Aid, Tyrion, Caleb, all, and I think Malachi as well. They got another guy, I forgot his name too, but they're all just about 6 feet, 200 pounds, right? Prototypical size, what you like to see.
They're all 6 foot tall.
I want to say so, yeah. I know those three, the first three are. Yeah, they're about 6'1", something like that. They're over 6 feet, 6 feet or above, let's just say.
What the hell they finna do with Marcus?
I mean, I still think we'll see how. Oh, okay, Jalen Key is another one too. No, I mean, I'm just saying they're not like a 5'10", 5'11" type is what I mean. You know,
Oh,
listen, they're good in coverage too, man. For what it's worth, but I do think definitely think it's going to be something where you have to attack the linebackers, right? Um, watched. So we talked about the position here and keys to victory. Watch for deep over routes. Watch for deep cross and deep over routes behind the linebackers because they're doing a traditional 4-2. Those two linebackers stay in for run support. Hit them over the top. Hit them over the top. Give me a. I don't care if it's Ladd. I don't care if it's Dylan Bell. Somebody should be open in the crossing route across deep over. It's middle of the field could be open. I think that's something you got to watch for. That's how you get some chunk plays right there. Yeah. So motivated, dedicated city saw Key miss a bunch of tackles against Auburn. Listen, I'm gonna do to them what we're doing to Georgia Tech. That shit don't mean a damn thing. That game does not mean anything to
yeah,
me.
no. Everything you've seen from either team up until this point, it really don't mean much. Like even those stats that I read off, because at the end of the day, we're about to get their best game. We're gonna give them our best game, and hopefully the dogs come out victorious at the end of it all. But I don't doubt in any way, shape, or form that we're not about to see Bama's best game. Like we are.
I
We
mean,
are
we're
for
built. I
sure.
mean, we're both designed to beat each other in theory.
Mhm.
That's just the way that goes. You know what I mean? But it makes for a really good game. We've got some potent potables being discussed.
Go ahead and throw them up here so I
Let's
can
see.
see.
Kobe says Crown and Coke and some DGD podcast. Oh boy,
That sounds like a great mixture.
maybe the Keon special. I don't
I'm trying to tell you, throw a cigar in that.
know. Makers and Coke here. Hmm.
Maker's Mark. Let's go.
Well, you know
Let's
what?
go.
I don't necessarily drink the potent potables, but I will tell you what I do drink. Keon, can you guess it?
Gator tears.
I mean, that is one, but that's not where I'm going. Let's
Oh,
give it let's give a second to talk about Apotheos, man. Check them out at dgdpodcast.com. Go to our sponsors tab, click Apotheos, and do your shopping now. Listen, follow them on social media as you see it here at Apotheos Coffee on the Bird app, Instagram at Apotheos Roastery. Use our link, use our website. 20% of every bag or K-cup that you get goes to the Classic City Collective. So you're helping the NIL, by the way. Make sure you take advantage of that. And use code DGD, guys. DGD at checkout. 30% off your order, by the way. So
Gotta go get that.
Get your coffee for 30% off, but you also help an NIL play. So you don't want to donate directly, get you some damn coffee, and you're gonna get you some. You gonna help, and you don't even realize it. Okay.
Bam!
Bam! Heads out. Keon, let's talk about this. Oh, hold on now. Is Kobe onto something? What am I missing here? Apodios and Bailey's?
Ding, 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 ding. Now that's the winning ticket. Apotheos and Bailey's. If you are Bailey's, please sponsor us because I love your stuff.
It's interesting. Wallace says Bud Light ? I don't know. It's up to you.
Oh. No.
Either way. Oh, we got an off-season poll here. Should we do a drink along show?
Oh, 100%. I'm drinking. 100%. I got a Dos Equis looking at me right now. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll have to. That'll be I think that might be a YouTube exclusive.
Oh, 100%.
You might not catch a show that night on the podcast. Well, if it's unless it's that good, you'll probably catch me drinking some Apotheos or some water or something.
Yeah, there will be Apotheos in the cup, accompanied by something else. Yeah,
I mean, for you.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about Georgia's defense, man. Georgia's defense get to go up against Milroe. First things first, probably the best athlete on the field when he's on it, and that's Milroe. Let's call a spade. When he has the ball in his hands, he is dangerous, and
100%.
He's fast. Like, he makes fast guys look not fast, but he's also strong as an ox too. So what you have to do from a defense, contain him and get him to the ground. And it's easier said than done.
100%.
It's easier said than done. I will say this. You better contain your lanes and don't rush up past them. Rush to the point. Do not rush up above them. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. I would rather you rush in front of him than behind him, because he will cook you if you don't. I'll take this away from this. Auburn made the decisive play not to make adjustments on their launch point attack, and he cooked them. And 100%. He cooked them again and again. He might still be running for a 30-yard gain on Auburn right now. So keep that in mind. So you have to rush discipline, very disciplined on them. Speaking of rush, hold on. Oh, my word.
Let's throw it up there.
Bishop Don motherfucking Juan in the building saying Milroe's 100% trash. Y'all are giving him way too much credit.
I do believe he deserves a lot of credit. I mean, this kid is, like you said, built like an ox,
now
strong as an ox. This shit's crazy. And
what it's worth,
he's a big man moving downhill fast.
For what it's worth, I do agree in the way that Georgia would win this game is forcing him to throw, stand in the pocket and throw. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that there. Yes, we do watch. I know. Listen, he might not be the best thrower, but I'm just gonna let you know right now. If you're not disciplined, he can run on you. I'll just let it be. But
go ahead and pull up Kobe's comment.
Let's see what does this say here. Hold on. What does a successful conference championship weekend look like for everyone? My opinion: dogs, cheaters, dogs junior, and FS Boo. Speaking of this, so hold on. Let's get to this. Juan mentioned that he got benched this season, and while he did, after that, now for what it's worth, the games that he's played after the LSU game, kind of right? So I'll give Juan some credit. I think Georgia plays their brand of defense, and he has to beat you. I think Georgia's going to do what they have to do to limit him on the running game and force him to beat him with the arm. And if you do that and you're successful, if you're Georgia's defense, you win this game. Harry Leggy in the building says the Milroe
Mhm.
offense cannot defeat Georgia. I want to keep Kobe's comment. I want to save it for later because we're going to be talking about it when we do our picks in a little bit. So keep that in mind. So let's keep that in mind. Kobe, make sure you bring that back up for me when you get a chance. Yeah, and they don't have a Tua on the bench. So Kobe says he thinks it's going to be a lot like 2017 first half. Maybe. I'll tell you right now, Georgia can't afford to have a bad quarter, though.
No, that's a fact.
Cannot afford that. Just going to leave that there. Yeah, hey guys, let's do we'll talk playoffs after this. Definitely think we still need to talk. Oh, Kobe, I see. Letting the potent potables take over. It's easy to do. It's easy to do. I will say this: Georgia edge rush could be in for a big game. Do you want to let the folks know? Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I think you have a true freshman at left tackle. That he's gotten better at it, but he's still not that great at the speed rush. So Jalen Walker, Damon Wilson, let's go. As Kirby said, it's time to fucking go. Both of those guys could be in for big games, but you got to
I hope so.
make sure you get him down. Listen, I think Georgia's going to have to gang tackle this guy,
No,
and
100%.
I think you've got to make sure if you can't get him down, make sure his ass stays up, hold him, make sure he holds the point until the other people can come. Pursuit is going to be key here to get these guys down. When it comes to their receivers, right? When it comes to their receivers, what do you see, Keon? Do you see anything that you worry about or no?
I mean, Jermaine Burton is a good wide receiver, as we know. So it's not necessarily news to us as Georgia fans. Um, I think when it comes to their wide receiving room, I think a point of focus for us needs to be Isaiah Bond. I think Isaiah Bond is somebody that we truly need to game plan for, and really make sure that our guys are ready. I know that we're going to be having Julian back in the fold. Um, Everett, I would try to make sure that we keep either Bullard or Malachi. What?
Oh no, Stray just got let go. Only thing I'd worry about is if my daughter was on the field at the same time as this bitch ass.
No, but seriously, I think he's a good wide receiver. He's definitely proven that, especially here with us. And even this year over there, he's had some game. You've seen the games where Jermaine Burton has stepped up. But as long as I think as long as we have somebody on our end, whether it be Malachi or Javon, that's playing over the top, I think we're going to be in a good spot.
Well, I know Juan knows a lot about Bond from his time at Buford, so I'd love to see what Juan has to say in the comments because we know he's fast, and he seemed to be he seemed to be the go-to for Milroe when they take deep shots. For some reason, it's either a deep shot or it's in the flats. Like there's really a kind of no middle ground. It feels like it's weird. It's really weird because it's either a flat or a run or it's just a go route. I mean, you have a deep out or a deep comeback. That might be it. Like
Yeah,
it feels very simplistic, but it makes me wonder if they're saving shit or doing anything for that, But I think if it's something as simple as those route combinations, I think our secondary is going to be more than fine.
I agree.
So, yeah, Juan says they beat Texas A&M 26-20, Arkansas 24-21, converted a 4th and 31 versus Auburn. Let's get to the playoffs because this will be a blowout. Chase says he's in this big Keon. Keon,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
got a following, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, good luck.
Shout outs to Chase.
Proud of
What's
you,
going
man.
on?
You know, But no, I think if you limit Bond in the deep shots, again, I think if you contain, right, I think Georgia's going to do what they have to do to contain him and not like limit the explosive runs. And if you do that, this game's over.
I think we need to have somebody spying the entire game.
I mean, who would you spy if you had to make your choice?
Raylan Wilson.
Hmm.
You
I
not
can see.
outrunning that. He not outrunning Raylan Wilson.
I mean, that's your fastest guy, but yeah, I mean, yes, I see that logic. I don't know if I would want Munden. I mean, CJ would be nice, but I think him playing Mike linebacker probably wouldn't be the best idea. Honestly, if you do the right things in your mush rush, maybe CJ in the middle might not be a bad idea
yeah,
anyway. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I think.
Brandon thinks CJ Allen.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
It's a reunion with Kobe and Kobe Wan Kenobi. What you know about that?
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. And then downing of the 5th. But Chase says he thinks it's Raylan or Jalen Walker. I think Jalen Walker at this point of the season is more of a pure pass rush kind of guy. Set off a speed rusher off the outside linebacker there. And again, I think I'd like to see Marvin Jones Jr., but I do think you need to have maybe put Mike Hell's ass out at the end. If you put him up on Proctor, I could get nasty.
No, definitely can, honestly.
Because I mean, for what it's worth, I know they're a lot of they're massive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
But they can be. Listen, they've given up now. They've earlier in the season, right? We were laughing at it, dude. They were giving up sacks left and right. Now, some of that is a testament to Milroe holding on to the ball for too damn long. But Kobe also says don't put 32 in coverage. Facts. Let that man rush too. But again, you got to rush smart. You know that's the key for here. Must rush. Push to him, right? I think if you can rush to his feet, you're set. You cannot go past him. You can't even get even with him because he will step up and he'll do that. And then that's when it's interesting. So I'm gonna be respectful there. Outside of that, I don't trust his arm. You're gonna have to show me that you can beat our DBs. Speaking
Honestly.
of, I think Julian Humphrey should be able to come back for this game. But Dalen Everett better come up and get ready, and because they're going to try to come for that.
Oh no, they're definitely going to try.
I'm very intrigued to see how Jason McClellan is too. I think there was a viral video, but if I'm not mistaken, it was McClellan on crutches. Now I don't know how severe that is, but if he is indeed not able to go.
Yeah, no.
That could be a sting for them too, offensively in the run game.
Well, you have to understand. I mean, at this point, we're at Wednesday, so you only have one more full day of practice, and that's Thursday. Friday's the walkthrough. Saturday's the game. So if you haven't practiced yet at this point in time, you're not playing. So if he didn't practice today, to the people in the comments, can somebody verify if he practiced today? But if he didn't, he's not playing.
Yeah, so Brennan thinks that Kamari Lassiter is going to lock up Jermaine Burton. Listen.
I like his chances.
Not fair, but I think you could see Kamari rotate if Isaiah Bond becomes a problem. You could see that right there. So, I mean, we saw what happened with Kamari. Fran Brown making the decision to move Lassiter in against Missouri.
Wait. Time out. I want to take the second to say congratulations to Fran Brown, his family, and we appreciate you. We love you. We appreciate everything you've done, the recruits you brought in, how skilled these guys are. Love you. Nothing but love and respect, at least on our end here at the DGD Podcast for Fran Brown. We love you. We appreciate you. Go Dogs. Go ahead.
If you don't know what that means, he's referring to Fran Brown taking the Syracuse head coaching job, I think earlier today, I believe. So big time move there too, going from a position coach, right? Position coach to head coach at a Power 5. So take it for what it's worth. Moving back up in the northeast too. So good stomping grounds there. Brennan says Jace did not practice today.
Oh yeah, he's not playing. He's not playing.
No, I will say this. We're going to Bond here. Juan says that you cannot cover Bond one-on-one. Is it because of the speed? I think it has to be the speed. So you'll probably see some help there. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I think you can still get to Milroe with 6. Or 5, you know what I mean? I think you can see that. But let's see. Kobe says Everett with Starks over the top. I mean, I think you're going to have to give him some help. Again, if you're that worried, listen, Burton's route running, I think will handle business, right? So you want somebody that's going to be able to handle that. So it might be something where you do have, maybe is it Tyke in the slot? Bond's a slot receiver to my knowledge. So if that is the case, you could see Tyke with some safety help if need be as well. Or you can see a movement down where you put Malachi and rotate safeties with Bullard and Tyke. Listen, the fact that we have the DBs in the secondary that we have allows for this multiple, right, diverse style ability to, move guys around and not be a problem. Again, we saw that with Lassiter against Missouri. So, I think, and Juan says speed and quickness, very physical. So, yeah, ties out. Kobe says that Burton plays better the more confidence he has. Kill that, he won't be an issue. Let him catch 3 or 4 early, and it'd be a tough ask. Yeah, we've seen that here. He's very, very momentum driven. And listen, that's something you don't want to see. So, yeah, I think you're right. Man under 2 deep and a double Bond, the game is a wrap. Yeah, I think you can play man, though. I think Georgia's secondary is good enough to play man. But again, I think you do have to have some safety help over top, especially for Bond. Other than that, I don't see people really cooking you deep. Bond's the only true threat that I see. Might be wrong. I think if you double Bond or just bracket them, I think if you bracket them there, you'll be set. So
still got to watch out for guys like Nye Black as well.
Milroe struggles in man coverage as well. So, if you don't have the guys to get open, it's going to be harder. He has to hold the ball, which means he probably would try to scramble. I feel like Milroe is one of those guys that can't go through the full progression yet. He's not comfortable enough. I think he goes through a 1 read, 2 read. If it's not there, then he tucks that bitch and goes.
100%.
So maybe that's what they're seeing. So I think you can get up to it. Go from there. Kobe says hot takes coming up soon. He's got one. Kobe, go ahead and drop your hot take, and we'll let you start the night off with our hot takes.
100%.
And while we wait for Kobe's hot take, Chase White says he sees a cover 1 man underneath with a spy. I don't know if I would want. I don't know if I want to cover 1 though. That's single, like man on man. I could see that, but I just don't know if I want that. I think you. Maybe.
I think you got to coast. I think you got to coast with a cover 2 here.
I think the 2 man under makes sense.
Yeah,
is if you bracket Bond, right? There's your double team right there. I'm okay with that. All the other guys, Burton could try to cook you deep, but I think Malachi Starks goes wherever you need him to as well. Okay, so here you go. First hot take of the night, and yes, Jeff, we're going to get the over-unders as well. Kobe says we block a field goal or a punt. He feels like a special teams block.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Okay. Milroe will eat that up. Are we talking about the cover 1, Don, or are we talking about the 2 man up? Just to be clear here. Brennan says Bullard with a pick 6. I don't know if I'd put Bullard there. It
might be Malachi or Tyke.
Give me Lassiter. I think what you're going to see is you're going to want it, like, for what it's worth. Bama thinks that they can play, bully ball, and we're better than you. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him test Kamari.
Early.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah. Yeah, Juan said cover 1, he would eat that alive. Yeah, it makes sense, man. Cover 1 is not an easy thing to do, and you don't really want to do that too much. Because, you also open yourself up to runs and stuff too. Keep that in mind.
along with different errors. Uh,
I
I
don't know
think
if you want to.
those are situations that you really find yourself
I mean, you
in
might. I mean, you might throw
difficulties with
yourself into a
alignment and
cover three.
assignment.
You got to be careful. You don't want to do too much cover three, and you want to if you're doing some style of zone, you got to be careful. You know what I mean? Georgia's not going to be a quarter style team. I think you look at cover two, maybe maybe a cover three here and there.
Can you go
But
ahead and throw Lassiter's, or not Lassiter, but Jeff's comment down here so everybody else can see it? Lassiter wraps up a first round selection this weekend.
I'm on board with
Yes,
that. I'm on board with that
yes.
100%. 100% on board with that.
Shout
So
out
Jack,
to Jeff.
yep, Jack says he feels that one too. But I think Keon, I'm gonna let you start off with your hot take here, man.
My hot take: we get 3 sacks this game, at least.
Okay. Hmm. That's gonna be fun. Hmm. So we've got a couple good ones already. If I had to give my hot take, I think we have multiple takeaways in this game. Multiple.
Over under 3.
Well, let's save that because it might be in the over unders. I forgot exactly. Mr. Hightower put it out there for us, so we'll check to see. But I feel like we've got multiple. Which
Okay.
let's just go ahead and knock that out. Let's go ahead and do the over unders. Kobe,
Yeah,
if you're
pull
in
it up.
here, if you're over or under and you want to participate, just Jeff, keep up with Kobe in the comments if you see that. So we're going to pull up the over unders for the week and let's see where we stand from here. All right, over under Keon. Jalen Milroe, 340 total yards. That means combined rushing and passing.
I'm gonna say under.
I think it'll be close. I think because you're looking at the total combined.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the under, but I think you could see a combined maybe 310, 320.
Yeah.
I think,
Like
I
it's
mean,
like it might get close for us to be like, oh shit.
yeah,
But
probably got, I mean, I'll give him like 320, but I still
yeah.
think you cracked the under there. So I think you cracked it. And also make sure if you want to participate, just drop it over under on this one too. Simple as that. Brock Bowers, half a receiving touchdown. Does Brock Bowers get a receiving touchdown or no?
Over.
Over. I think over too, especially if you get in the red zone.
Hell
Scheme
yeah.
him up. Scheme him up on a because they're going to do whatever they can to stop him. I
Yeah.
just think keep in mind the last time they played him, he was a freshman.
Yeah.
He's a junior now. He's a
Right.
junior. So when I look at it, I think he's just going to be too hard to stop. And it doesn't even have to be, right? It doesn't even have to be nothing crazy. You could just do a little push pass to him in a jet sweep motion, and I think the linebackers would be stuck. Not saying it would happen that way, but I think it would be something simple. Just go from there. Mr. Hightoff, keep up with Juan as well, please. So as you track these down. Howers, yeah. Welcome to speed typing. Sorry, guys. Welcome to speed typing.
Brock Howers.
I mean, it's like Clay Vandergriff. What else?
All right.
All right, guys. Lad McConkey, 4.5 receptions, over under 4.5.
Oh, for sure over.
I think so too. I think you're going to see us spread the ball around, but I still think Lad's too big of a part. Listen, you sat him for a reason against Tech. You sat him for a reason. He's going to go. And I don't care if he's not 100%. He's just going to fucking grunt through it. This is what he does. So I've got the over on that as well. It seems like Brennan is going over as well. Over on receptions for Don. And we'll see if Kobe says anything. Again, Jeff, keep up with that, please, sir. Moving on, Carson Beck. Does Carson Beck have a turnover in this game? The over-under is 0.5.
Uh, what do you think?
I'm going over. I
Yeah,
think for what it's worth, Carson Beck is a very smart quarterback. There's no taking that away. However, I'm going to give credit to that DB room that they've got. They've
yeah,
got some
yeah.
dudes. They've got
I'll
some
take
dudes.
yeah,
They've got
yeah. I'll
some
take the
dudes.
over.
So I've got to play it there as well. But at the same time, if all it takes is for a fumble too, right? If
Right.
it's so because it specifies turnovers. It doesn't say interception. It's a turnover. I think it would be in the form of a pick. We've seen some fluky picks by the way, um,
Yeah.
for what it's worth. So I don't want to see that continue, but I mean it's just one of those things where like it just makes no sense how that shit continues to happen. But against this secondary, I think there's a chance for one more of a chance to get one than not. So I think you do see the overhit there. Again, don't let it be the last mistake. Just you can't let that happen.
Nope.
Kobe says under on that. Kobe's got him playing a clean game, I guess, for
All
what it's
right.
worth. I mean, listen, if that happens, if he plays a clean game, no turnovers, it's a wrap.
100%.
It's a wrap. Georgia defense 1.5 sacks. Keon, you already attested it.
Over. I'm smacking that over.
Keon already called the over. Yeah, I think you see two total sacks. So I'm gonna go over on that as well.
The Milton and Edwards
Yep, and then
175 rushing combined. I'm gonna take the over on that one.
I'm gonna take. This was tough for me, Keon, because you're looking at the two. Again, I feel like this is a big Edwards game, but Milton, I think you need him to. Milton basically hit that number by himself last week, but this ain't Georgia Tech. This ain't Georgia Tech. I'm gonna hate myself for this. I'm gonna go under because I want to see Carson Beck have a better passing game.
Yeah.
Now, at the
I
same
get
time,
that.
if we hit the over on the rushing, then we've won this game
100%.
because we know that this game is won in the trenches. Period. I think, for what it's worth, I think there are some lanes to be had there against Alabama, but how consistent are you with running the ball? Right, like you've got to open up and you got to be consistent with it. That's where it starts to worry me because they've got the best defensive line depth that we've seen this year. So, it's going to be tough to continually do it for 4 quarters, wear them down, but it could be done.
No,
I'm
definitely
going
can.
I'm going under on that though. I just think that you're going to see Carson Beck. Carson Beck throws for 300 or more with at least 2 or 3 touchdowns. It's done. It's done.
I think we're getting at least 3 touchdowns in the air for sure.
Well,
For sure.
I think
I'm more locked in with that than any of the other
Well,
picks that we
just
made
I just
tonight.
think that you could see, and this is why I think it's so crucial. If you catch the linebackers in space and force them to cover, it could be a situation where you're set. So for what it's worth, there, like Kobe said, athletes in space will win this game one-on-ones. Yeah, I mean Bowers could be a one-on-one type thing. Ladd, Marcus Rosemy could be a right. Who's going to extend the drive stuff? Who's going to be those guys? Is it going to be Ladd? Is it going to be Dylan Bell?
I think we're going to see a lot of Dylan Bell.
I just think his versatility out of the backfield or as a receiver, you know what I mean? So there you go. I'll take it for what it's worth. Kobe, I'm trying, man. I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard. Outside to start the show, I've been doing good. So don't jinx me. I hope you didn't jinx me. For what it's worth, though, those are our over-unders for the week. Keon, you know what? If you're going to Atlanta Saturday and you're in the Athens area, go to Alumni Hall.
No, I actually am. Like Alumni Hall, I hope y'all are actually looking at this because when I come in there and be like, I'm from DGD Podcast,
Oh
Like,
no.
no, I'm seriously gonna be there probably Monday. So
Yeah, let them know. All right, let them know. But if you're not familiar, check them out. DGDpodcast.com sponsors Alumni Hall. Get your license, Nike, Cutter and Buck, Columbia. Listen, get all the pullovers you want. Get hoodie. It's hoodie season.
hell
Listen,
yeah,
sweatpants, guys.
hell yeah.
Hey, if you got kids, you know Santa's coming. Right. Excellent time to get some Christmas stuff. Right, for those that you love ahead of the holidays. Um, if you're able to go in the store, mention the show, get 10% off your order. Or you can support the show by going to our website and shopping online. Maybe you're not able to do that, but you can support the show there. Um, you know, using or not even doing that, just go to our website and support the show. But yeah, thank you, Alumni. All right, Keon, let's talk playoffs before we get to these picks. Or do you want to?
Right.
How do you want to do this?
Let's do the playoff talk. Let's do the playoff talk. Then we'll get into the picks.
Okay, let's go and do this. Let's jump straight to this point here. Oh, well, hold on. Kobe said, get your authentic Georgia SEC championship gear, maybe the Monday after. So keep it. Ooh, excuse me. Don, motherfucking Juan over here, saying Oscar Delp will be the X factor. And you know what though? They're gonna put, and he's on to something. Delp as a receiver is gonna cause a linebacker fits.
100%.
The reason why I say that is because you're going to have somebody else bracketing Bowers more than likely. And that means if you run 12 personnel, you could really cause some problems, even in the flats. But you could hit vertically down the seam. Let that happen. Put Arian Smith. Think about this. Arian Smith on one side with Oscar Delp on the end line, right? And then you've got, I don't know, probably Ladd or Lovett. Take the top off, take Arian, take the safety, right? Ladd can do like an out or something like that, but then you got like a seam route down the middle. That'd be cooking. So maybe Juan's on to something.
I like it. I like the fact of us getting Arian in the mix. Y'all saw him make a couple of plays just last week. If we get him back into the fold, woo! It might be doomsday for Bama.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. Okay, so Kobe said he'd have Arian Smith's ass running the go ball every play. Might not throw it to him a single time, but someone's ass going to be tired following him. Yeah, you have. I mean, I think everybody's got to run, right? Even if you're not getting the ball, it's going to force guys to move out of areas, and that's where yardage is gained. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound like much. And Juan, I guarantee you, as a former receiver, you know what I'm talking about. But if you run a route hard, even if you know it's not coming to you, it will force defenders to go with you, and it will open up. It will open up others, and then you get rewarded that way. That's just my thoughts. Jeff says, love it, TD on Saturday. I'd love to see that. Could you imagine? Could you imagine coming over to the bench and you've just covered 9 60-yard routes in a row? Jesus God. Well, the problem is, Kobe. The problem is, for what it's worth, if you're having it, well, you'd have to play it. You have to play the star over it or something because, you can't just give the safety on them because it's too much cushion.
Bro, 9.
I mean, just think. What if you got Arian a screen route in space like we did against Georgia Tech, and just let him run, right?
Bro,
let him run with the ball in his hand.
If I'm a corner and I'm covering a guy that's running nine routes, as soon as we get off the field, I'm looking at my position coach like, is this just a track? Am I running sprints all game? Like that's what it sounds like.
Like sign me up.
I'd be pissed.
Like tap me out of this. Let's do playoff talk. All right. You've said that this is a game where Georgia could still lose, make the playoffs.
100%. I think we get in no matter what.
Well, I think it's interesting, right? The fact that Georgia stayed at 1. That's not the interesting part. But Bama and Texas stand at 7 and 8. That just tells me that if they win, I don't even know if there's a chance for them to. I don't even know if there's a chance. I'm not saying it can't, right? Crazy shit has happened. Kangaroo Black in the chat, receivers get tired. Yeah, 100%. Nah, it's just hypothetical craziness. That's all. But no, listen, for what it's worth, it's going to take a lot, right? I think if Bama beats Georgia, then I feel like there's still some help that's got to get done, right? And it's still going to be difficult because I think a lot of it depends on FSU.
Not with us, honestly. I mean, I think we're locked into playoffs no matter what. I think at this point, if Bama beats us, then they're in with us. And then it's like, okay, what other two do you want to put in there? Michigan is in there, of course. Who's the last one?
Well, my thing is this, though, man. That's a big jump from 8 to 4.
It's going to go one. It's going to go one of the two ways. It's either going to be a situation where if we lose, either we both get in or neither one of us gets in. Bama is not getting in. Bama wouldn't get in without us.
That would be nuts to think about. Yeah, that'd be nuts. I mean, I could see a situation where Georgia still stays in.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if it's at the 4 spot, maybe, I don't know. Because you would have a Georgia Michigan rematch. That'd be wild. Juan thinks that Oregon's in no matter what. Now, if they lose, if they better win, they better win first. They better win first.
Look,
I think we'll talk about that later, but I mean, they got to win first too.
Yeah, I see it to where I can see Oregon making their way in if they pull off the dub here. But if not, I mean, of course, we're going to have Washington in that space, and they're going to be the ones that are going to be able to put themselves forward. I think it's going to be us. I think it's going to be Michigan. I think it's going to be Oregon. I think it's going to be Florida State. Those are my 4.
Oh, man, this is going to be tough. I think, for what it's worth, Georgia, Michigan, and maybe even no order, but Georgia, Michigan's a lock. Let's be honest. Georgia, Michigan.
They the only ones that's playing a damn bowl that's in the playoff already that ain't playing no damn body.
Yeah.
Can't nobody in here or this chat name me 3 offensive weapons against Michigan's opponent without searching it up. Nobody.
Talk about from a high. I mean, you got McNamara, but yeah. Juan thinks that Oregon's going to stomp Washington, and I think so too. Yeah, Kobe says if Florida State wins, they're locked at the 4. I think. Well, you say that, but
the only way I think Florida State is a lock to the playoffs is if they win and if Georgia wins. If Georgia loses and they win, sorry, buddy, you don't have a quarterback. You're not getting in. But I think I think Florida State is going to win.
Let's do this. Let's get to our picks and let's talk about these conference championships. And then to end the show, we're going to do our prediction of who we think are going to be in the playoffs. I think that's fair, right?
We doing score predictions
for a Georgia game.
All right, let's do it. All right, so start off the picks.
So let's do this. First things first. Last week, right? Rivalry week. Let's do the standings first. Yeah, Kobe ran away with it. 109 points. Juan jumped me with 101. I'm at 100 flat. You're at 91, Keon. Good luck. I don't think there's any other luck for you.
No, I could get at this point. It's been a long, hard fought. Yeah, it's a hard fought battle.
Well, I went with you with UTSA, and that was a mistake. Everybody hit with LSU. Everybody hit in the Egg Bowl. NC State just mollywopped North Carolina, but this is where Kobe hit he faded the pick, the upset. He picked NC State over North Carolina, so he got the 2 points there. Clemson won, so the Brigade left out there. Florida State, man, Kobe and Juan went with it. We thought the Gators were going to be able to take it home field. Did not. Thanks, Gators. You ruined it. You blew it again. And now your team is leaving as a result. Shh. Yeah, that's for another topic of conversation. Oregon obliterated Oregon State. Alabama survives. Keon, we went Ohio State. What the hell were we thinking?
Yeah, no,
Don't
bad
know.
bad
Don't know.
decision, bad mistake. My apologies to Michigan and their fans. Won't
You
happen
can.
again.
I'd like to take. I'd like to take this time to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. I don't care. I got the pick wrong, but I'm not apologizing for it. Simple as that. But yeah, pick Georgia to win in clean old fashioned hate. Got that right. And went from there. And I think everyone else's picks were wrong. You actually lost 2 points because of that, Keon.
Yeah,
You tripled down on the Ohio State.
yeah, it hurt me.
So
It hurt me 3 times.
Yeah, oh, you got screwed. You screwed yourself there. But you've done that before. So yeah, so you've done that. Yeah, so Kobe looks like they won. Looks like Kobe has won unless something crazy happened. Let's see. So Kangaroo Black says, let me put this up here before we get to our picks. So they would put in a one-loss non-conference conference champion in over a one-loss conference champion if Alabama beat Georgia. See, my thing is this. I think the playoff committee has put themselves into a shitty situation with this. They really did. The fact that they didn't move Alabama or Texas, they let Ohio State fall to 6. Ohio State is on the way down anyway, because even like if Texas wins, they jump over, right?
Mm.
If Bama wins, they jump over. Now the question is, yes, Bama would have the best win out of all the one-loss teams they beat, right? They beat the number 1 team. Now the question there lies, what does Florida State do? You see what I mean? And I think at that point, what does Florida State and Washington do? Because if you do, you've got one. I mean, does one really fall out to 5? Maybe, right? But I think there's a serious conversation to be had there. I think for what it's worth, Kangaroo on this, and again, this is all situational. And I listen, I wish I was a part of this. I don't think they watch the games. I really don't. I genuinely think they don't watch They don't watch ball. Let's be honest. I just think the fact that you're back-to-back national title you're back-to-back champions.
I think that weighs a lot more than what people realize.
But to Kangaroo's point, I understand, because the SEC champion has never been left out. Even with one loss, they've never been left out. Never. So the thing is, right, but the question is, how does the committee view that, right? Because then if Alabama beats Georgia, how are they? They're going to have to move Bama over Texas, but will they? Right? But at the same time, where does Georgia fall? You see what I mean? Because Michigan would go to 1. Fuck if Washington gets beat by Oregon, then you've got what? If Florida State wins, they could go up to 2. Then you got Oregon at 3 and maybe Georgia at 4. Or, who knows? It's just pure fucking chaos. Like 100% pure anarchy and chaos. Juan thinks that Ohio State has a better chance of stabling water to a tree than getting in. 100% facts. There's no chance because they're sitting right now. They're not playing in the conference championship, so there's no way for them to happen. None. Just considering how the rankings are right now. But hopefully that answered the question there, Kangaroo. Listen, we can talk about hypotheticals, but the committee ultimately just screwed the pooch there by 100%. No, but I mean, Sacred Grove does have a point saying that there's a scenario where the SEC gets left out altogether. The problem is, are they going to do it because the money's there in the SEC? And y'all know that. Georgia fans, Bama fans, whoever it would be, guarantee they going to get more viewers than a Washington or Oregon, a Florida State, a Michigan. Simple as that. SEC is going to bring the most money with viewers, period. So they're not going to leave an SEC team out. But if they did, it'd be pure fucking chaos. Listen, I love this conversation because next year we're not going to be talking about this
at all.
Just won't. It's a
seeding issue. Win and get in.
Yeah, FSU won't be an issue. They lose this weekend. Shh, save it. All right, let's get to our picks before Juan starts spilling the beans. All right, guys, you ready for this? Mac. Miami Redhawks taking on them Toledo Rockets.
Give me Toledo.
As with everybody, everybody's got this one. Toledo, man, Toledo's looking good. All right, Toledo's looking good.
They've been doing the damn thing up until this point. You got to roll with them.
100%. 100%. You got New Mexico State taking on Liberty. I think this will be an interesting game. I do.
But give me Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Everybody but Juan is riding with Liberty here.
All right, now
we got New Mexico. I understand. No, I understand. It's because they beat Auburn the way they did.
Yeah.
It's because they beat.
But when he do that,
we be, hey,
you know what I mean?
For what it's worth, they
damn it, Juan.
Hey, they beat the absolute fuck out of Auburn, and I was happy as shit to watch that. So if they win, I don't care. Let's just be honest.
I don't like that pick now.
Kangaroo, thanks for the sub, man. Liberty Bibberty. Yeah, good call, Kobe. Oh my goodness, Mountain West, UNLV, Boise State. It's gonna be interesting. Me and Juan riding with UNLV. Everyone else taking Boise State. It's gonna be interesting. Definitely gonna be interesting. I'll tell you that, Keon. You look at me like that, but it's gonna get interesting. These group of five. The most excitement could come from these, man. Like the most uncertainty will definitely come from.
Seriously.
100% coming from this, man. 100% coming from these group of fives. 100%. Again, SMU, Tulane.
Oh, give me SMU. The Mustangs.
Have fun with that. Have fun with that.
Rolling with the city. Hey man, look. They're from Dallas. I'm from Dallas. That's the only Dallas team we had in these picks. I had to roll with them. Give me the SMU Mustangs.
Listen, they're gonna get their shit pushed, and I'm gonna laugh. But somebody's gonna clip this and bring it back Monday after they win some reason. I'm gonna be like, damn.
Yeah.
But you know what? It really don't matter because we're still in the group of five. App State, Troy. Listen, I think this is gonna be a game, but Keon and Juan riding with App State.
Oh, we hitting on this. Let's do it, Juan.
Listen.
We hitting on this.
Brigade, myself, and Kobe are taking Troy. Troy has some affiliation with Kobe. Kobe's got some affiliation there. I feel like it's a heart sentimental pick, and I'm okay with that. Completely okay with that. Yeah, exactly. I know it. He's got his master's from there. So, yeah, it makes sense. 100%. Now, bread and butter time. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
ACC Championship, Florida State Seminoles, Louisville Cardinals, and Charlotte.
Yo, let me tell you this, all right? I'm in Tallahassee at FSU. I'm with the Seminoles.
Even with a backup quarterback.
I'm with the Seminoles.
You can take the Seminoles. I'm riding with Louisville.
Kobe, we are here.
Juan and Brigade are taking the Louisville Cardinals with me. So you can take the Seminoles. I'll keep the Cardinals. Keep them.
You can go ahead and roll with the Red Birdie.
Oh, I'm going to.
They say that Cardinals don't show up until somebody passes.
Juan says SMU gets curb stomped.
Well, damn. Jesus Christ, Juan.
He said,
holy shit.
Hey, he doesn't mince words, man. That's the fun part.
They're going to tell them to bite the curb, and they're going to A-town stomp at the base of their neck. Jesus. Juan.
Well, I mean, Kobe's starting to flaunt his shit. Follow the champ. All right, so apparently, yeah, either way. All right, Big 12, Oklahoma State, Texas. Oklahoma State, Texas. I think this could be interesting because you don't know what you're going to get with Oklahoma State, but I kind of feel what is coming. And I think everyone else does too. Texas.
Hey, see, I'm from Texas.
Bitch, I'm from Texas.
Well, we still riding swangers and put diamonds on our necklace.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's a good one too. Talking back to the ACC, apparently Florida State gets donkey kicked in this one. He got Louisville over that. I'm just saying. Someone in the orange will win the Big 12.
Curb stomped, donkey kicked.
Lock it in, Kobe. Someone in orange will win
Jesus.
the Big 12. Absolutely, lock it in, 100%. All right, this is the most boring game of the weekend. Got to be the worst game of the This is why I can't wait for divisions to go away. What you're seeing right now, folks. Iowa and Michigan. It might not be as bad as Michigan Purdue last year. Purdue being the 4-loss team. But again, there's no reason why anyone in the West should be playing in a conference title game. They're not that good. They're not that good. So I'm just going to tell you right now, that's exactly how I feel. Everybody picked Michigan. There's no reason to pick Iowa. Listen, if any Iowa people somehow find this, feel free to use this in your clip if y'all somehow beat Michigan, and I'll gladly accept that because that means Michigan lost, and to hell with the cheaters. Sorry, but it's not happening. It's just not. But I'm going to pull it up anyway. Everybody picks Michigan, and big. So he don't put his ass to sleep. And Harbaugh should be coming back potentially. We'll see how that goes. Keon, wake up. We got ball coming.
We scored.
I mean, for what it's
Rob
worth.
Bowers.
Yeah, there you go. All right, big boy ball. Oregon, Washington. Back.
All right.
What was that?
Might be the Ducks.
Is it?
Might be the Ducks.
Is it?
It might be the Ducks. It is the Oregon Ducks. Quack! The motherfucker quack!
You heard the man. You heard him. Simple as that. We're going to leave it be. Mayhem Matthew thinks that Washington wins 41-34. I'm putting this up so we have proof and record of this on the video. Hey, they won in the first time, but they're on the road now. I think it's in Vegas. I think. Yeah, Washington wins. They're the 2 seed. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think so too. I think it'll be okay. I'm starting to get some predictions in. Oregon 44-27. Washington gets donkey kicked in this one. All right, folks. Enough of these other teams. The one that really fucking matters. The one that really matters. The SEC championship. Georgia and Bama. Did you think it would be any other way? Did you think it would be any other way?
Psych!
All dogs. All dogs. Mayhem Matthew got Georgia winning 34-27.
What's your prediction?
My prediction. I'm glad you asked. Also, Kobe and Juan, if you want to drop a score prediction, feel free. I will read it and post it up. This is going to be interesting. I think $31-20. 31-20. 31-20. I'm sorry, 30. No, yeah, 30. Yeah, 31-20.
I have 34-24. I got us by 10.
Okay. Kobe has 41-20. If we score 41 points on Bama,
yeah, we're winning that shit.
are we fucking three-peating? Now, if we do this,
shit.
41
shit. Bro, if we put up, so here's the real question. Here's the real question. I'm not saying that that's gonna happen, but if it happened, I'm buying my tickets to the Natty at halftime. I'll wait till the third quarter.
That's being respectful. If that happens, that's being respectful. I just think this game's close, man. For what it's worth, I say it's close, but the one mistake turns it into what feels like a blowout. We saw it in the national title game. We saw it in the SEC championship game in 2021. We saw it in, for what it's worth, we saw it in 2020 in Tuscaloosa. It's just how this game seems to go. Close games, mistake, momentum shifts, and it looks like a blowout, double-digit win, but it's based off of a crazy, whether it be a pick six or an interception that, they score on or whatever. It's just how it feels. But I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be one of those games where like a 10 to 13 points, right? Like the spread, I think was what, like 5 or something like, I don't know. Somebody pull up the spread on it. It started off at like 5 or something, 4.5, 5. But Kobe says if we win 41-6 like Juan thinks, then Schumann can write himself a blank check anywhere as a head coach. Yeah.
Oh, still stay with us.
Okay, so Kobe is confirming
don't leave just yet.
Kobe is saying that Kobe says he believes it is -6 right now, the spread, Georgia being the favorite. We would be -1 versus Oregon. I think we'd be more than that, Juan. I think it's at least a field goal. Come on. That ain't a pick'em game. But it could be, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, let's do these real fast as well. While they're dropping the spreads here. Let's see. Upset picks. You ready for this? Upset picks. Keon, you picked Washington. You're fading the Oregon pick. You're going Washington over Oregon. So respectable. I think that's respectable upset.
Yeah, I think it is.
Kobe Juan connection here has got Louisville. They're doubling down on Louisville beating Florida State.
Oh, they're going to lose.
And for what it's worth, I'm going to take the one-off chance just to see if Oklahoma State comes out and looks like a dominant team and got them beat Texas. I'm probably not going to hit, but it is what it is because you genuinely don't know what Oklahoma State's going to look like. It could be complete bag of smashed ass. It could be legit top 10 team. You never know. You don't know what you're going to get. Like Forrest Gump said, "Mama like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get inside."
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like running. Ice cream. Yeah, all that shit. Let's see. Locks of the week. Keon, you're doubling down on them dogs, baby. I like it. But I will say this. The more high-level IQ play is Michigan over Iowa. There is 0.0001.
Yeah, I just wanted to believe in, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it.
But I feel like that Michigan play is such a easy, like that's money.
Shit, I ain't trying to lose points, bro.
No,
I'm down 1 point to 1. I'm down 1 point to 1. Okay.
You know what? That's the great thing about, our locks of the week, because I can happily root for all of y'all to lose, but not one of y'all is rooting for me to lose.
We just don't care at this point. Okay, so one saying that's what was posted today. Interesting. Kobe's this is hold on. Kobe said, and this is a good question we can ask him. How long does it take Iowa to cross the 50?
I'm gonna say
I'm gonna keep this up.
The first half, they're not making it. It won't be until 9 minutes into the third quarter.
Okay, so you've got 9 minutes in the third quarter left.
Mm-hmm.
Juan's got 4:34 left in the third quarter. I'm going to be a little bit more optimistic and say they hit the 49 going in at like second quarter.
That's crazy.
Maybe like 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
What, you thinking they get a pick or something?
Maybe. Do we really think McCarthy's going to throw the ball though? That's the question.
Against that team? Hell no.
Those DBs are straight for what it's worth. That's why I think a pick could happen.
I think they could beat them running the ball, but yeah.
Kobe lying out his ass when he says 75-yard touchdown on the first play. Well, they gonna run it to the house, huh?
I think at that point,
we know well, hold on. McNamara might have a little dish out on him, but that offense, dude, there is no such thing as offense in Iowa this year. Not a single lick of offense.
No, their offense plays defense.
Kobe, if listen, if that happened, by the way,
They're rushing the field.
no, dude, no, he's gonna laugh if that happens. But if they hit a 75-yard touchdown to open the game, first off, we're gonna have to come back to this.
Fam, 75-yard touchdown on the first
Oh,
play of the game would terrify
I
Michigan.
thought.
Like,
Oh wait,
yo,
is he saying McNamara ain't playing? Yeah, there ain't zero chance there. Fuck that. No chance. Not a single chance.
I think that would have been the craziest upset. Like, for our upset picks, if somebody would have just said, "Oh, I got Iowa,"
You'd be stupid.
like I
Stupid.
got Iowa and a nail bite. I can't even be serious.
Get out of here. They would run the ball, dude. They'd squat on the ball. Michigan ain't ready for the playoffs. I don't care if they have to utilize they have to utilize McCarthy in the pass game because if not, you're going to get your ass beat by whoever you play. Upset would have to be like a 9-6 Iowa, dude, like a baseball game. You would set football. You would set college football back to the 30s. Well, you've got Iowa down here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Got White Sox Griffin down there, looking like more like 5-3. Yeah, 3-0. So
Right.
you know Iowa ain't gonna score. It wouldn't be a surprise if it's a shutout. Man, Matthew thinks Texas is definitely on upset alert. Maybe.
I don't know. I
Maybe.
don't see it.
Mercy.
Yeah.
But no. All right, so let's do this. In the chat, drop your, for the record, Final Four predictions in the playoffs. Who do you got in your four? Who are your four teams in the playoffs after this?
Let's see it. Let's see it. Drop them in the chat.
Y'all start dropping them in the chat. We'll post them up. We'll read them. Keon, I'm going to let you start on this one.
All right. We got nothing.
No, I'm talking about your prediction.
Oh.
While we wait.
Oh, I thought you were saying I could read them off. I'm up here like, so my Final Four, I got us, of course, at number one. Dogs on top. Go Dogs. Michigan. I got Oregon. And I got Florida State.
Is that you said in order, right?
Yeah. I got us, yet again. Go Dogs. Dogs on top. And then we have Michigan. And then we have Oregon. And then we have Florida State. And then immediately after this, we play Florida State. And oh my God, we're in the Natty in Houston. I'm so surprised. I'm so happy. I'm going to Houston. Buy my ticket before the game starts.
All right, let's see. Mayhem Matthews says Georgia, Michigan, Washington, and Texas. Got the Huskies beating Oregon, apparently. I'm fair with that. Is fair. I think that's a good game. Harry Leggy. It's got Georgia, Michigan, Oregon, Texas. All right, we let some other folks drop in and drop theirs in as well. I'm going Georgia, Michigan. Yeah, I think I gotta go. I gotta go there. Georgia, Michigan, Oregon, Texas. If Florida State wins, then sure they'll be. I think they'll be at the 3, and you put Oregon at the 4. But do you? Well, I mean, maybe Michigan, Texas would be a good style matchup, though. To be honest, I think that would.
I don't know if Oregon. I don't know if Michigan wins that matchup with Oregon.
No, you would have Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2. You would have
no. I get it, but like from what Don has posted, where he says Dogs versus Texas, Michigan versus Oregon. I'm saying I don't know.
Oregon handles that.
Yeah, I think so too. Like that could happen. I don't know, but I like that one, Don. I like it.
I think Harry's comment. I'm sticking with that one. So I think you have Georgia and Texas at 1 and 4. Good matchup, but I think we can handle Texas. But Michigan, Oregon, I think Oregon would beat Michigan. I think
now that right there is the game winner. Kirby Smart beats Dan Lanning for the 3-peat. Fam, look, if you're telling me that Bo Nix is standing in between this three-peat and me being absolutely obnoxious on all apps. Get ready.
Man, Matthew says he likes Georgia, Washington in the Natty. That'd be interesting. I just don't see Washington being able to stop our offense.
I don't either.
Now the thing about it is, Penix has got a pure pass and attack, right? Like it kind of feels like the stylistic matchup. Where if this were to happen, you would have. I mean, you've got some NFL receivers up at Washington this year. Let's be serious.
100%.
And Penix can get them the ball. He can distribute the ball. He's more of a. It kind of makes you feel like C.J. Stroud. I'm not comparing him 100%, just stylistically comparing him to C.J. Stroud and the receivers there. But defensively, I think we would just have our way with that defense for what it's worth. I do think Oregon Oregon, in my opinion, presents the hardest matchup out of the ones that I've got. Texas defense giving up the run game. They are very stout in the run game. But I think they can be cooked in the secondary in the pass game. And then you're forcing Quinn Ewers to try to score on our defense. Now you got Xavier Worthy, A.D. Mitchell setting up for an interesting matchup there.
Look, I think it would be interesting. I think yet again, three-peat secured. I can't wait for this game, this Bama game, man. I'm ready for this SEC championship. We'll be going to Atlanta. So the Monday show, I will still be in Atlanta, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I think Juan says Oregon stomps Michigan. Yeah, that'd be
headed to the A, shouted.
Yeah. Washington almost lost to Stanford. Keep in mind. Last comment, in the offseason, I said Washington was one of my best 4 teams. I'm going to ride with that pick all the way. Hey, ride with your pick, man. Can't be mad.
You made it this far. This far.
100%. 100%. Keon, any final thoughts on this game, man? Saturday.
I think the Dogs win it by at least 10 points. I think you watch a Carson Beck, Mike Bobo masterclass. I think our defense puts pressure yet again. Spy Milroe the entire game. I think we're going to put him in tough situations where he's going to make some critical errors. We're going to come out victorious. We are going to be so excited. I'm going to be so excited. I'm going to be losing my mind. I might possibly be drunk. Who knows? I will be.
The potent puddles will be flowing, huh?
I know. I'm definitely taking shots, knocking it back, smoking a Cuban cigar, going to the College Football Hall of Fame afterwards, probably still a little bit inebriated, just so I could take pictures next to the Natties and be like, "Hey, we're bringing your friends." Wait.
Expect when do you do?
Yeah.
Early January.
Yeah, early January 8th to be exact. Don't worry.
Guys, with that being said, we're going to wrap this thing up. I hope everyone enjoys their weekend. Make sure if you haven't already, like the show, right? Hit that thumbs up, right?
Follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Podcast Poppy. That's where you can find me. My guy DGD, you know what I'm saying? A DGD Pod. Follow him.
Follow us at the DGD Podcast. Check our pinned tweet, guys. Go to Twitter. Follow us. Check out the pinned tweet. You'll understand. That way you'll know. Simple as that. Ends this Saturday.
It's get back time. That get back a motherfucker. Let's do it.
Yep. Guys, that's all we've got. So make sure to like, follow, subscribe, rate, and review as well for those listening. And with that being said, Keon, to any Bama fan that might find this after Saturday, this might not apply, but until then,
fuck yourself.
Go Dogs.
That's a fact. Go Dogs. Dogs on top.